All right, we are rolling.
Rolling into the new year.
Welcome and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I feel like that was hella loud.
It was, but listen, it's 2020 energy. I'm here with it.
A new, fresh energy, okay?
Very fresh. And if our listeners don't already know that, like, we're loud, and by we, I mean me.
Yeah, I was like,
Then, you know what? They're not really as...
You must be new.
Exactly. You must
Welcome.
be new. Exactly. And you'll learn very quickly that we loud. I'm loud.
I'm Shen.
And I'm Lay.
And this is the Wild Day Night Podcast.
Yes.
Glad you can join us.
So excited. Welcome to 2020, friends.
Woohoo!
So exciting.
Is it?
I feel so, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Like I'm excited. 2019 was a wild year.
Yo.
It was captioned for 2019. But did you die though? Like I didn't.
I did. I
got close.
A little bit.
But
It was a rough year. I'm not gonna front. This is probably one of the hardest years of my life.
100%. I second that. And like with every facet of my being, 2019 was tough.
But I made it through. We'll get into that. We'll get into the little review of the year.
We
but
will.
Before that, let us check in.
Yes.
What's up?
Oh my gosh. What isn't up?
How's your new year going?
You know, so far so good. I feel like there's definitely been a couple hiccups here and there. Already we're only 4 days in, and already there's been a few hiccups. Can you imagine? Listen, the devil, he's trying me.
He's working overtime.
Not stealing my joy. He's coming for next. But listen, I got a brace on. I'm protecting myself. Can't get me. It's been busy. I have good news to announce. I guess I haven't really shared it publicly yet. But I've been invited to showcase my products in a boutique in Whitby.
Ooh.
So like there's like a small little boutique in downtown Whitby. Yes, there's a downtown Whitby. It's not it's nothing like of substance, but you know what? It's a strip. And there's a boutique called La Petite Boutique. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they reached out to me. I reached out to them like in the summertime, and they said that they would let me know. And then they just reached out to me like a week ago saying like, hey, we have a spot that's opened up. We're looking for your style of products, big bows, turbans.
Awesome.
Even some of the We the North pieces, because they have someone there that sells We the North onesies. Oh. So they felt like it would be a nice like
section.
Yeah, exactly. So that's super
amazing.
exciting. So I'm just like preparing the inventory for that, and like just trying to get my like signage and stuff together. So it's exciting. It's really exciting. I wanted good things, big things to happen for Yara Beans Boutique.
You
so
manifested that.
This I sure did. So it's a step in the right direction for sure. Also, yesterday, Being the Queen took her first steps. Oh my gosh.
Snap.
Oh man. I mean, that's also been a huge source of stress for me because the Montessori that I enrolled her in, she has to be walking before she starts. So she starts on the 21st. I was freaked. I'm like, oh my God, is she gonna walk? Is she gonna walk? And I just like kept reminding myself that like stressing about it wasn't gonna make her walk any faster.
That's
so
true.
You know what? Rather than like just freaking out about it and like not making the most of the little time that we have left with each other, I'm just like, let go, let God, leave it to him. She'll walk when she wants to walk.
She's gonna do it when she wants, right?
And, you know, she definitely walked when she wanted to and when she wanted cheesies. Like, I held those white cheddar cheesies up, and she was like, oh! She perked up, and my friend just, like, stood her up, and she, like, trotted over to me, snatched that cheesy out of my hand. My friend grabbed her back. She trotted over again, snatched it again. So, yeah, we definitely have a couple of videos of her in action, and it was really beautiful. Obviously, I was crying. Like, just, I mean, no surprise.
We have a crier, folks.
Yeah, definitely a cry over here. I cried. And it was a combination of two other things. It was like, one, I was so fearful that she wouldn't do it in time. Two, I was so proud that she had done it. And three, it was like a metaphor for life for me. Like where it's like I get worked up about things and I know that things will happen exactly as they should. So in that moment, it was just kind of like exactly what you said, like a manifestation of like my prayers and like, you know, my faith, right? Just believing that it would happen. So yeah. Good things, exciting things. I'm excited for 2020. Like I said, it's been a challenging couple of days, but there's definitely been some ups. So I'm looking forward to it. What about you, friend?
Life has been good.
Awesome.
I always love starting off the new year. It's kind of a reset button.
Yeah.
You get to reflect. And mind you, I don't usually do New Year's resolutions because I use that for my birthday to do that, make new goals and resolutions.
That's cool.
I think I needed the reset this year.
Yeah, yeah.
With that year last year, I was like, listen, I need to start fresh, take a shower, wash off my face and try again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been trying to organize my life. The last 2 weeks I've been sick. First week I had the stomach flu.
Ridiculous.
And then got better. Second week, Winter and I got the actual flu. So I'm still a little bit stuffy, but I'm feeling good. Optimistic. And I'm super excited about this year. And Joe and I have been just, writing down our goals and manifesting things that we want to see this year. And I'm so optimistic about it. Also excited because I'm going back to work next week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I actually feel excited now. At first, I was super anxious.
I bet, yeah.
And now I'm so excited to just get back into a routine again. I feel like it would be super helpful for me to go back to work. I'm in that headspace where I'm going to be more organized, be more on the go. And I feel like when I'm in that environment, it affects every aspect of my life.
Yeah.
Because, organize that work, organize my household, organize my schedule.
Absolutely.
And I felt like I need that structure again just to like rebalance myself. And it's a great time to do that because it's the beginning of the year. So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
I'm so excited for you. I think that's beautiful. She's not telling any lies, friends. I walked in, I'm like, whoa, calendar, and like whiteboard, and she's got things that are color coordinated, I should say. So she's ready. She's really ready, and I think that's good. No, I agree with you. It's weird how that happens. How like when you're busier, you become more organized,
more
and
productive.
Exactly, and far more productive. So I can definitely see that. This is my last month off, so I'm trying to make the most of it, but also trying to get prepared and get ready because it's like I haven't taught in like well over a year. I'm like, do I even know how to like that meme? Like seriously, I'm just in there like looking around like, what's this? What's that?
I'm looking at that computer like,
right? Like, oh my gosh, how do I do this? So it's gonna be a challenge, but. It's a nice segue into our topic for the day. Leon and I also sat down for the very first time and wrote down things that we wanted to see come to fruition for 2020. We did 52, which is quite a bit, but we wanted one for every week. So it was really cool to do that, to write it down, to share with each other, and then we signed each other's to hold each other accountable, which I think is exciting. So we wrote down a ton, and we're going to share some today because our topic is
New Year's reflection and resolution.
Yeah.
We just thought that was fitting. Everyone is going to be doing a New Year, New Me type episode.
I agree.
And I feel it's very true for us, or true for me, right? Because I do feel like a new me. I spent last year shedding a part of myself and learning about my new self.
Yeah.
And now in this new year, I am going to try to come into my own and, get more comfortable and confident in the new me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I really struggled. It was such a power struggle between my old self and my new self last year. And I think that's why I struggled so much. I was trying to hold on so much to old parts of myself when I don't need it anymore. And the more comfortable I became with my new self, I realized that the new me is better. It's more confident, strong, independent, resilient. And I'm appreciating the new me now.
Snaps for my sis here.
Yes, girl.
Coming into her own.
Growth.
I love that. This is so cool. You know what? It's funny because although 2019 was challenging for me, I like who I became in 2019. So it's interesting. I don't really feel like in 2020 I want a new me. I want to keep the me that I became. I just, of course, want to just continue to evolve and to grow. because like I said, like that was a year where I took so many risks, and it really fared well for me. So I'm definitely proud of who I became in 2019, and I'm just excited to see like how I build on that for 2020. But
yeah, that will kind of segue into the reflection part of our episode, and we can discuss like a highlight of our year last year. And I want to, there's obviously positive moments of our year last year, and I can definitely say that I'm very proud of myself for starting this podcast in the state that I was in last year.
Ditto.
I was like, you know what? I didn't give myself enough credit because last year was so shitty, and somehow I fought myself tooth and nail and did something that I really wanted to do.
Amen.
And the result of that was, self-therapy. It really helped me evolve and come to terms with a lot of things with myself, because I was able to say it out loud and confront some things that I was feeling that I didn't feel like I could or should say out loud.
Amen.
And it was very helpful for me.
I'm just so proud. Like, it's so good. Like I said, she's like, I'm really, really proud because I can see it. Like, I know, obviously I haven't known you for very long, but I can, even when you're speaking now, like it's permeating like the space. Like, you seem different in some way. So I'm really happy for you, and I'm super excited to see like how you continue to build, because
yes, girl.
Listen, bomb ass mama.
Yep, we gonna level up.
And she's gonna sing for us guys at some point.
Maybe,
make your requests.
Still working on that.
Okay, so before we get started, we're gonna jump into Bomb Moms, I'm gonna nominate I'm gonna share my nomination for the week. So my nomination for this week, first one of 2020, goes to someone who I've known for quite a long time. She's actually like closer to my sister, but nonetheless, someone that I truly, truly admire. And on Instagram, she goes by the name of Chantel Dubois. So I don't know if you're familiar with her.
She's a fancy name.
Yeah, right? So she is she's a personal trainer. I'm going to show you her Instagram now. And I will, like, if you look at her before and after pictures, it's crazy. Like, the before and after pictures that she posts of her clients, they're just out freaking outrageous. They're so outrageous that she very often, like, she has to tell people, these are not photoshopped images. I just work my clients very hard. I give them a very strict meal plan. She truly does, because I've spoken to people who have used her services before. She video chats them throughout the day. She calls them. She texts them. Like, she's on it. They have to show pictures of their meals that they're eating, like when they're not in her presence. Like, she's on it. And she's a mom of one. Her daughter is amazing, and her daughter also is involved in the business too. Like, she has these beads that her clients wear just to determine, like, I guess,
the waist,
exactly, and how their waists are shrinking and how their stomachs are flattening. And her daughter creates the beads. Aww. Her daughter also was like training like some of the kids. Like, it's just the cutest thing ever. And she built this business legitimately from the ground, like the dirty ground in Jane and Finch, where she was training in the stairwells. She talks about, like, there were rats in the stairwells, and she was like, she would go every morning, sweep the stairwells, mop them, like, take the dead rats, throw them into the garbage, and like her clients would come. And now she has a beautiful studio. I think it's in the west end of the city. And she's training lots of clients. Her wait list is ridiculously long. She even does virtual training, I believe. So for some of her clients who are not in the country. And one of the things that she also shares quite often is the number of clients that she has who weren't able to get pregnant. So she talks often about clients who have come to her and, like, I've really been trying to conceive. My husband and I have been working on this, or whatever the case is. And, it's been years now, and the doctor said this is probably not going to happen for me. And she shares so often the stories of those clients, how they, within months of working with her, conceive.
Wow.
Like, because she's like, it's like a full body transformation. It's like inward, outward, like, you name it. And she sets them up to be able to do the things that they want to do. So she's just such an incredible human being. She's so humble. It's outrageous. If you're curious about her story, like, of course, when we like we always do, we'll tag her, so that way you can check out her TED Talk, because she even
amazing,
did a TED Talk where she shared her story, and she's just such an inspiration to women, to men, to children, and she's incredible. She's an amazing single mom, and she's just a pillar. She truly is. Like, she's an icon in the city, and she's changing lives. Like, my God. She's wild. And then what she did something else which was really cool. Is at one point she gained all this weight, a ton of weight, to show her clients like, we can lose this weight together. Like, I mean, like, gained so much weight. Like, her belly was like banging over her. It was wild, and she like lost all the weight with her clients.
That is next level,
isn't it? She's incredible. Like, she does relief work in, like, this is where she used to train. She does relief work in the Caribbean. She's awesome. So, Chantel Dubois, you are my bomb mom. Here's a pregnancy test. That's so cute. Eh? Yeah. So, you're my bomb mom of the week. Thank you for all that you do. You're incredible. And I genuinely admire you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's an amazing story.
Okay, one more. This is okay. Like, come on.
Mini fire.
Chantel.
So I'm going to nominate this mommy blogger in Toronto. Her name is Missy, and she is a mom of 3, so I'm already impressed.
Hello.
She's a photographer, and I just love her blog. I love her Instagram page. Her aesthetic is so clean, and that's what drew my eye. But I also love like how organized she is. I'm a Virgo, and I love order. I'm a type A person. So I love when things are neat and organized, and she just looks like she has it together. And, you know, sometimes she does post that, like, this is not life. Like, I do not have it together, but I just love her transparency. I love how cute she is with her kids, her little girls. And
3 girls?
No, she has 2 girls and 1 boy. But I just like love how she dresses up her little girls. They're so cute, little bows. But yeah, she's an amazing photographer. She does like baby photos and family portraits.
Nice.
It's super cute. So if you're ever looking for, you know, newborn pictures for your child, like, you should just hit her up. We're gonna put her on our page and give her a little shout out.
Yeah. Mompreneurs, listen.
Shout out to you, Missy.
We gotta shout them out.
And she's a mom of 3. I just have to like
reiterate that. No, say it one more time, because I'm telling you, some days as a mother of 1, I'm like, but how? But how, Lord?
I have a question mark over my head all day.
But how?
Houseway.
So, mom of 2, impressive. Mom of 3, okay.
Houseway.
How?
I have a random question for you, actually. This is
I can't wait.
Completely off topic.
Oh my gosh, but off topic, but on the record? Yeah.
It's not even a big deal, but I'm just like curious.
It was something juicy.
No, it's nothing juicy at all. I was just curious. What did you do with your wedding dress? Do you still have it?
I do have my wedding dress. My wedding dress is clean and boxed because I contemplated. So originally what I wanted to do was cut some of the fabric and use for Yara's dedication. I didn't do that. I contemplated selling it. But then when a lot of the used wedding websites that I went to, I didn't feel like the prices were like, I don't know. I felt like I was concerned that I wouldn't get what I deserved for it. So now I'm kind of I'm torn, to be honest. I have it in my basement. I'm contemplating again, just like cutting pieces of it to use maybe for some other function for Yara. Something, I don't know what it's going to be. Like, I don't know whether it's going to be her, I don't know, 6th birthday, 10th birthday, 15th birthday, 16, who knows? Or whether or not she'll end up I'll end up gifting it to her for her own wedding, and she can do what she will with it. But I love my wedding dress a lot.
Yeah.
And I wasn't willing to sell my wedding dress for $800. Like, yeah, I couldn't do it. I did sell my shoes though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I sold my shoes, which I also really did love, but I got a good price on them. Like, I got I think it was like $20 or $30 less what I paid for it.
Oh wow!
So I was really impressed by that, because it's it's Bradley Mishka. Yeah. So, and it was like the blue. So it was like, I knew that like it was when I put it up, it would sell, and it did. But I didn't feel like my dress would have fared as well. So I always like periodically remember my dress. I'm like, dun, dun, dun. It's in the basement. Yeah.
Oh God, what do I want to do? I kept it for a year to think, because I'm like, I can't give this dress up. Every time I look at it, every time I tried it on, I would just like weep.
Why?
Because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to give this up. But I'm like, okay, now it's big. It's big, and I don't know what to do with it. And I'm not just going to carry it around with me for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. But when I went on those used websites, I'm like, okay, this is dumb. I paid so much for this dress.
That's it.
I'm not selling it for $500.
And this is my point. And I think, like, and this is not, again, we're not speaking in absolutes. We're not generalizing here. But I do feel like oftentimes Caribbean people, they're either like very polarized. They're either like absolute hoarders where they keep everything, or they're like, just throw it into the garbage or just get rid of it. It's taking too much space. And I feel like more often than not, we don't often have like heirlooms. We don't have things to pass down. We don't keep things because we're afraid of clutter, or we have too many things. We can't even decide what to give the kids because it's like everything is everywhere. So I do feel like there's value in keeping some things. Like, what's the harm? Like, I've had friends and come into contact with people who are of European background, and they have things that they're a veil that their great grandmother wore. Like, what? Yeah. Like, those things, like, just, they enthrall me. Like, I'm so moved by that. So I don't know, what's the harm? It's in the box. I got the space for it. Like, if I keep it for 25 years, 30 years, like, what's the harm?
Yeah, I can give it to Winter. She could wear it to prom.
If maybe.
I mean, the dress. My dress was bomb.
Same.
Okay?
Same.
It was bomb, folks. Shall I post it in my story?
We'll post them both.
Yes.
We'll post both dresses.
We'll post our wedding dresses.
And if you offer us a good price, forget what we said about the heirlooms.
It's gone.
It's yours. But no, like, I feel the same way. Like, I have a lot of friends who got married who don't really care, could care less about their dresses, who don't really like their pictures, who weren't crazy about the way that they looked. I'm the complete opposite. I loved everything everything.
I could periodically look at my wedding album and be like, yes.
Same.
Yes.
Same.
Yes.
I went to my friend's house the other day, not too long ago. I'm lying. It was like maybe a couple of months ago. And she's like, who wants to watch Leanne's wedding video? Me. Me. Put that thing on. Like, I was ready. Like, because I don't know why they gave me so many copies of like the 25-minute like snippet. But anyway, it was hilarious. I just gifted them to my friends when they came.
I loved everything about my wedding.
And I loved it. So yeah, like, it was hard for me to sell my shoes. But like I said, this girl, I was a part of a wedding group on Facebook, and she asked for a Badgley Miska royal blue shoe. And I'm like, put it up, and like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I don't even want to say it was definitely less than an hour.
That shoe was
popular. She came that day. She's like, I'm coming for it now. Because underneath, everyone's like, if she doesn't come. I was like, oh my God, maybe I won't sell these. I'll keep them. Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
Anyway, sorry, that was so off topic.
No, it was not. Yeah, but it was fun. I'm glad that we got a chance to walk down the memory lane. But tell us, let's start thinking about, or talking about,
what are some of your New Year's?
Oh, should we reflect first and then goals?
Did we reflect already? Well, kind of. We started and then got off topic.
Sure.
Excuse me. So what are some things you wanted to reflect on in regards to your 2019? What are some things you learned, maybe?
Okay, so a couple of things I want to reflect on. First thing was just financial challenges. So last year was really challenging. I was on maternity leave and a reduced income. EI is not very much. So that was a real challenge for me, budgeting and, just trying to figure out how to navigate life with a reduced income and, making substantially less than I typically make. But I did it. That's the reality of the situation is that we did it. We survived. So I said to Leon and I, like, you know what, if we were able to survive on, a reduced income, then we need to just continue to operate as such when my income increases. Like, now that I'm going back to work and we're getting back to where we used to be, like, let's not increase our lifestyle or our spending habits. Let's continue to maintain the same and save the rest or invest the rest or, work smarter. So although, it was challenging financially, when I reflect back, I think about, the successes and how despite how difficult it was, we were able to survive it. So
and
how can I
balance?
Exactly. How can I transfer some of those skills and, some of those habits to the new year?
It's funny because that was a part of my reflection for the year also, because I was also on a reduced income. And after reviewing the year, we were like, okay, we were okay. We were completely fine.
Exactly.
And we were still able to, run the household, have time to have leisure fun. Do things with Winter. And that really showed us the importance of budgeting.
Amen.
And because we are still on a financial journey of, doing better with our finances and learning how to use our money in a smarter way, we decided to, stick to a budget. You don't need to be pinching pennies to be on a budget. even with the income that we have now that I'm back at work, we could still stick to this budget and just like allocate money. I'm realizing how important it is to allocate money, because you could still allocate money for fun, and date nights and saving and investing and
absolutely,
and daycare and groceries. Like just organizing our money, we realize how important it is and how easy it is for us to still be able to live a life as long as we stay organized.
For sure.
So yeah, that was a really important lesson for us, and it was very helpful in growth for us financially, and
absolutely,
and realizing how it helps the household overall. So yeah, that was a one of the bigger lessons I learned.
I think that was the biggest. Truly. Yeah, that definitely. Another reflection would be taking risks. So stepping outside of my comfort zone. Like I remember vividly like how reluctant I was to do this podcast, and I was so apprehensive. I was just like, I hate my voice. I don't want to do this. No, it's going to be weird. Ugh, it's going to be cheesy. Oh my gosh. Like, where are we going to fit into this very saturated market of podcasters? And it was like, oh my gosh, like I'm just so grateful that like, you know, you encouraged me, that Shai encouraged me, because it's
I believed
just been
in her.
So good. She did, y'all.
I dragged her ass.
Right? You're doing this. It's just been so cathartic and so, so eye-opening. And I think that the best part of it has been, you know, the listeners, people who message me privately, people who have, you know, stopped me when I've seen them and been like, I love what you're doing. Like little things like that. Like, oh my gosh, I could totally relate to this. Like not too long ago, I received like a text message like 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
And, you know, a now friend of mine was like, you know, I just listened to the podcast about marriage and babies, and like, wow, like it really, really hit home. And I'm going to have a conversation with my husband about
wow.
Like, and it's just like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and say that like, you know, we Oprah, we out here changing lives. But I do feel like, you know, we're making a small impact. And I think that that's what I've always wanted to do. I feel like that's what most people aspire to do, is to inspire others. So I'm really grateful that I did that. And the same thing with Yara Beans Boutique, you know, like really just going out on a limb, being, you know, being, what's the word I'm looking for? Like tenacious, like reaching out to Nick Nurse's wife and like asking her like, hey, can you put your baby in this bib? I'm going to send you some bibs for Christmas. And she said, yeah. And then, you know, posted it. Like those are huge things that I would have never had done before. But like, again, just getting into the habit of just trying and, you know, and taking risks, I think was huge. So definitely some of the risks that I took, you know, they didn't always fare well, but I took them nonetheless. And then I realized that like, just like everything else, like it's never a failure, always a lesson. So I definitely plan on taking that into 2020.
And it won't kill you.
Mm-mm. What about you?
Definitely agree. It's like
we're the same thing.
We're sharing the same list because, you know, like I said before, I struggled a lot with figuring out what I wanted to do while on mat leave. Should I start a business? Should I, you know, start a YouTube page again? Should I, you know, all these little things that were going through my head. Yeah. But at the same time, it was such a struggle for me because I was going through postpartum anxiety and it was definitely hindering like the first half of my mat leave. Yeah. And I struggled with it for so long. And another lesson that I learned was like learning to get help or ask for help. And learning that, you know, you have to lean on other people and you have to know when it's time to say, I'm not okay. It's time to rest. And by learning that, I was able to, you know, take a moment to myself and really reflect and, you know, shut the world out around me and say like, this is you, this is who you are right now. Where can you work on? Like, where can you rest? Where can you say I need help? And when do you stop? Just like stop what you're doing and like calm the hell down. Yeah. Like I'm an extra person. Yeah. And I really wanted to just change myself. And basically by me wanting to change myself into something that I wasn't supposed to be, I was hindering the growth that was supposed to happen. And because I took that moment to let go, I I went through my shit.
Yeah.
I survived. I grew, and then I was able to say I have this clarity, and this is what I want to do. I struggled with pregnancy, postpartum, and I want to share it with people, and maybe that will help me, and maybe that will help someone else.
Yeah.
And I felt like it all came together in such like such a way where I met Lay. I didn't know her, and one night washing the dishes, I said, John, it came to me. I'm gonna ask that girl I met. I don't know her, but something is telling me that she is the person I need to do this with.
Hello, Holy Spirit.
And that's why I harassed her.
That's it.
What are you doing, Lay? Let's go to the park. Let me talk to you.
She cornered me. She got me, friends. She pulled on my heartstrings.
But yeah, it was.
And then we realized we had parallel lives, and it's like we have to do this.
Yeah, we found out we had so much in common, and it was almost like a divine intervention.
That's it, kindred spirits.
Yeah, we were able to connect, and it was supposed to happen. And you realize that you can't plan your life; you have to just let life happen.
Yeah,
and let it take you where it needs to take you. And it brought us here, and I'm so happy because I'm really proud of myself for doing this because I am not a talker. I am not a talker. I have like hardcore anxiety when I have to open my mouth in front of people.
Oh.
So the fact that I did this and I knew that I would struggle with it. And I mean, I'm still not the greatest at this. Like I fumble over my words.
She's lying, y'all.
Come on.
She's fabulous.
I edit this, guys. Me.
But a lot of the edits are me and my rambling, speaking a mile a minute, stuttering over words. Like when I go back and listen to the podcast sometimes, like I realize like I use the wrong word. Like I use words like in the wrong context. I'm like, ugh, what a mess. But you know what? We're speaking from the heart.
Come on.
That's what
we're just having open conversations, girl talk.
Judgment-free zone.
I ain't judging you, girl, because this was hard for me, but it made me realize that you could still do things in fear and still be able to accomplish what you need to accomplish. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're afraid. You just do it.
Yeah.
And that was I think that was like the biggest lesson and reflection of 2019.
Yeah.
Because I just learned so much about myself.
Same.
And I'm proud that I was able to do a lot of things that I probably told myself I couldn't do for a long time.
Same.
So, yeah. I got over a lot of stuff, and I'm here, and I'm proud.
Yes, I agree with you. I think it was funny. Like when at Yara's birthday party, we were just like giving a thank you speech, and I said this has been a challenging year. And when it was Leon's turn to speak, he said this has been a tough year, and everyone started laughing. And I was like, oh my gosh, Leon, like what a way to just like make it be so candid. Like I'm trying to like use more loving language and like trying to downplay it. But then he was like, no, I'm not going to bullshit. Like this has been a really, really hard year. And I agree. It's just 2019 was tough. It was tough on me as a person, navigating the role of motherhood, trying to figure out how that like affected, how that changed me, like how to be Lay and how also to be a mom, and trying to figure out like where that placed our marriage. Like, so navigating those new roles alongside also like, still not being newlyweds. Cause at that point we'd been married for almost 3 years, but still that's still a new phase of life.
Still new.
Very new. Right. So, it was really, really challenging. But I think ultimately the big thing for me was like, taking risks and giving myself grace. Because I feel like we're always our toughest critics. And I'm really, really hard on myself about everything. You name it. About like, sometimes it's like ridiculous. Like I get into my own head. I'll replay friendships. I'll replay everything. Like I'll say something to you and then I'll leave and I'm like, oh, was that too harsh? Like, should I have said that to Shen? Like, you know what I mean? Little things. And I get into my own head. And bless Leon's heart, because like almost when I'm in my own head with him, with anything, I'm like, Leon, listen to this. This is what I said. Do you think this is okay? Do you think? And it's like he's always just like, Leanne, it's fine. Like let it go. Like take a minute. Like it's not a big deal. So giving myself grace has been huge for me, and I encourage you all to do the same. Like I think that especially like moms, like we're so freaking hard on ourselves about everything. Like wondering whether or not we're doing a good job, whether or not like we're doing this or doing that, or whether we should be doing more or doing less. And it's just like it just gets so complicated. But knowing that like I'm doing my best in all areas of my life.
That's good enough.
has to be good enough. It does. It just has to be. So that's what I'm taking into 2020. What about resolutions or things that we're looking for?
I don't like resolutions.
What's another word for resolution? Hopes, blessings.
Hopes, 2020 manifestations.
Yes, manifestations. I like that.
Goals.
Yeah.
Because, I like the word goals because for me, goals, there's stages to it. How will I execute this? What are the tools that I need to, execute each step of this goal? And it's something that in my mind will be something I have to work towards in steps to get to that goal. So yeah, I made a goal list. I'm not going to share all of it because, it's personal, but some is too personal. Okay?
Very specific.
I'm not going to let you guys all up in my business.
All right, start us off.
Okay, let me look at this here. And another thing, this year, Joe and I said we're making smaller goals. Excuse me. Jesus, sorry.
It's okay. We're recovering.
Because, we have to focus on small victories. Only because the big umbrella of our goal for 2020 is, self-healing journeys for ourselves. I know I'm aware now because of what I went through in the past years that I have a long way to go with, healing from a lot of things. And I just want to focus on that.
Yeah.
And making smaller goals will give me those small victories so that I can learn more things about myself. And, I'm sprinkling in a few challenges and I'm making a lot of it a bit more fun this year.
Okay.
And not take things so seriously because, I want to just, have a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
Things got a little bit too serious in
And
the last couple of years.
Like, especially last year, it's like she was so young. Like, you're just like that new role. But now, like, I wouldn't say you're seasoned, but you're more comfortable in all of, I feel like, the main roles the many hats that you wear. So I feel like this is the year for you to free up.
Free up a little bit.
Yeah.
Sprinkle in a little bit of fun. Have some balance.
Yeah.
So my first goal is to start wellness journey for myself.
Okay.
So finding a mentor this year.
Ooh, that's good.
Go to therapy. Maintaining an overall healthy lifestyle, i.e. get my ass back into the gym.
Hello.
Eating more balanced meals. I'm not going to say I'm going to subscribe to one particular diet because I don't like diet. I believe in balance. I just feel like everything should be in moderation and I want to be more aware of what I intake so that it can. My washing machine is going insane right now.
It's like, cleaning everything.
This year we're going to work on my marriage. That's a big, important one for me.
Yep, same.
And not necessarily our marriage is damaged. It's just we want to, fine-tune the roles in our marriage again and reset our expectations. And now that we're more comfortable with having a newborn, and which is now a toddler, now that the transition is over, go back and redefine what our role is in our marriage and, revisit expectations and have a little bit more fun. Things got a little bit tense between us. And now that the dust has settled, we want to reconnect again in a more positive way.
My eyebrow raise, I'm like, in a more
what?
In a kinkier way.
That too.
Right? That was on my list.
Go on a family vacation before winter is not free anymore.
Hello.
I ain't fronting.
Me and you both.
I want to do something completely out of my comfort zone. And in parentheses, I said, possibly do a stand-up comedy set.
What?
Yes, yeah. Left. I'm going to go left. I chose something that
must.
No.
I must attend. There is no way you're going to do a stand-up comedy set and I'm not in the building. I promise you, I will wear a disguise. I will wear a disguise. You won't even notice I'm there, but I will be in the building.
Yeah, I went super far left with that one.
These messy notes.
Can you read it?
Yeah.
Obvious. Invest in some stuff. I won't put what. Finish a rough draft of my children's book. Guys, I've been working on that and putting it down and working on it and putting it down. And I told myself I am going to add that into my calendar and do a chapter a day. Not a day. Do it at least a chapter a month. But yeah, that's on my list. I don't want to say that one. Or that one.
Oh, boy.
Launch a while they nap event.
Ooh, yeah.
That is on my list.
So for all the moms and non-moms, for all of our listeners, male, female,
parents,
moms,
friends,
all the listeners, you can feel free to shoot us a DM if you have any ideas of what we should do. I'm excited. I think we have a couple ideas already, but I'm interested to see what you guys would like. So
if it's just a meetup, a lunch, some drinks,
all three of those
all
things.
of them, we could do it. We can hang out. I'd be down to meet you guys. I don't really want to read all of these.
Don't have to.
This is on my list, but I wanted to bless someone that has blessed me in the past couple years.
I love
There's a lot of people in my life that have truly touched my soul, and I want to bless one of those people.
Oh, that's so nice. Blessed to be a blessing.
And other stuff like have a good summer with Winter, because last summer I did have a really fun time with Win, but like she was like 8-9 months.
Now she's gonna be running around and really enjoying it.
Really enjoying it.
That'll be fun.
I'm gonna be excited to have a summer with her. And also, this is on my list, so random, but I want to throw a fancy dinner party.
So I was talking about that, how she
really?
wants to like have dinner parties in the new year. She's like, we can just take turns at each other's houses. I'm like, love it.
Yes. See?
Look at that, already coming to fruition.
Come on now. Maybe we'll have a fancy while they nap dinner party.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Ooh.
Enough to fit the table.
Very exclusive. That sounds great.
Okay, I'm not gonna read any more of my list.
But those are great. I love them. I think that like some of them are realistic in the essence that like, I feel like they're very attainable like within the near future. Others just are gonna take a little bit more work. But I love that like it's just a variance of goals, and I think that you're definitely on your way to achieving them. So proud of you, sis.
Thanks, sis.
So as I said earlier, Leon and I did 52 goals, blessings, manifestations, things that we wanted to see come to fruition. And we wrote them as though they had already happened, because I felt like there's value in speaking in that tense, like speaking as though things have happened as opposed to when you want them or what you want to happen, or you know what I mean. So anyway, the very first one on my list was I have a stronger relationship with God. I'm hoping that can continue to evolve. I felt like throughout my pregnancy, my faith was the strongest because it had to be, because there's been nothing scarier to me other than pregnancy.
Really?
It's like wanting to control everything and having zero control it was wild for me. So I really had no choice but to trust God throughout the entire process, and my labor included. So I felt like 2018 was big for that. And then 2019, once, I had Yara, not that I didn't have a strong sense of faith, but different things impacted my ability to go to church, my freedom to be able to, read the Bible, do all these different things. And I'm making excuses because ultimately you make time for what's important to you. So I definitely feel like I could have carved time out to do those things. But in 2019, I really want to see more of that. So I have savings for myself, for my child, and for my family. And I have a flatter stomach because, listen, I'm not looking for abs, but I'm looking for a flatter stomach. You hear me? There are pants that I need to be able to wear. So I go to the gym at least 3 times a week, hopefully. Yara is enjoying and excelling in school. So Yara starts Montessori very soon. So I'm hoping that she's going to be doing very well. I have forgiven those who have hurt me. I have forgiven myself. I no longer blame myself for my past mistakes. So hoping that I'll look back on 2020 and can say that that's the case. My house is decorated the way I want. So I purchased my home and had a baby in the same year. So I wasn't able to really take the time that I wanted to like decorate it. So it's starting to feel a little homier, but I definitely feel like there's work to be done. So I'm excited for us to invest some time and money in that. So While They Nap website and merch have launched. So I'm excited for merch.
Oh, I was like, what?
But yes, I'm speaking that into existence.
It's coming though.
So I'm looking back, and this is me looking back this is the goal of this list was on January 1st, 2021 to look back and be like, oh wow, so While They Nap merch is launched. I have this, I have that. That's what I'm hoping. So what else do we have here? I'm hoping that Yara Beans Boutique will be in 4 boutiques across the GTA. So I've already have 1, so 3 more to go. I also wanted to supplement my income. So I wanted to be like a reliable source of income as opposed to like, just something like a little extra here and there. My sex life is happy and healthy. So I'm speaking that into existence because, listen, it's necessary for my marriage. Like it's something that like is very important to my husband. It's important to me too, but it's very important to him. And I have one friend in particular, I'm not gonna say her name, and we speak often, like we're all in a group chat, and like listen, she inspires me, okay, because she be putting in work. She be putting in work for her man. Like, let me tell you, sometimes she be telling us some things, and I'm like, what? You did all of that? Okay, wow. Don't tell Leon. Don't tell him.
Please.
That's how you're getting down over there. So I'm hoping to take a couple pages out of her book and, really spice things up in the bedroom. My diet is healthy and I feel great. My social media usage is moderate and constructive because I feel like I spend sometimes way too much time just like mindlessly scrolling. Mm-hmm. I procrastinate much less. I am working better. Sorry, I'm better at being on time, which I can say I'm doing a little bit better at because typically I'm like 40 minutes late or more whenever we record, and today I was only 10. So I read more and listen to audiobooks because I feel like as an English teacher, I'm a fraud. I encourage my kids to read so much. I really do, try and stress how important literacy is, and I hardly ever read. I am proud of the woman that I am. My family and friends are healthy and happy. I have less clutter and less items. I feel like I have to do an audit of the stuff that I have. And now that I have a child, that has to happen too. Like, it's just like too many toys, too many things. Get rid of it. I see a naturopath regularly to improve my health. So I already got a recommendation for that. So I'm just going to book an appointment. And I have returned to therapy because I think that that's paramount. And when I was seeing a therapist, I was feeling really good about it. Haven't had an opportunity to go throughout like 2019, just I guess with everything. Mm-hmm. But again, now that there will be a routine, getting back to work, I really want to start going to therapy again. So I'm excited for that and all of those things.
That's a good, healthy list.
Thanks.
I like how you wrote it.
Oh.
It's like merch where?
We have merch? We will. Right? Just saying it. You're like, we do.
Oh, yeah. Merch coming soon, guys.
Right?
I'm really excited about that.
Me too. I can't wait for that. I'm
going to put that on the whiteboard.
You should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's our lists.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. It feels very attainable to me. Mm-hmm. And that, it kind of gives me that push to get started and hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm. I think the other thing that I wanted to do too, which I forgot to record, is attend some type of like networking podcaster event. Like I hope, I don't know if they've ever hosted one of those things in Toronto. If not, we should host one.
We should host one.
But I definitely think that would be really cool to get together with other podcasters in the city. Like I know my sister does one and my other friend does one, but like there are lots of other podcasters.
People, yeah.
And it'd be so cool for us to get together, share resources, just to chit chat, like share experiences.
Just get to know your community of podcasters.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Write it down.
Like that would be cool, right? That would be so neat. So I would love to do that. And then of course it could be open to podcasters and then people who are also interested in starting their podcast. Like it's open, but mainly it's like podcasters getting to know each other.
Another thing on my New Year's list.
Now we got more resolutions. It's like, okay, just kidding.
And this is for you guys. I am manifesting that you guys will talk to us.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Because the inbox is empty.
Empty.
Hello.
And like we see the listens. Like it's super exciting to go on and like, you know, to check Anchor and to see like, wow, like 50 listens already or 70 or 90. Like right now I think we're something ridiculous. Like we have well over 1,000 listens so far. Yeah. Which is phenomenal.
Amazing.
So people all over the globe are listening to While They Nap. And that is exactly what we wanted. Like we both declare weekly that we want this podcast to have global reach, which it does. But like we also really want engagement. Like we really, really do. And it just would mean so much for us to be able to know that you guys are alive and you're not bots.
And we are going to do our part also with being more present on social media to chat with you guys.
Yeah.
I think that's like after reflecting on like things we could change.
Yeah.
We definitely will appear more. We are not
as
robots.
Present. Yeah. Yeah. We're not.
We are real people. And we will show ourselves.
Right? We definitely should be able to do that. But yeah, we want it to be a mutual exchange of like information and like we just want there to be more of a dialogue. So
feel free, if you guys listen on Anchor, you can send us voice notes.
Cool.
Send us some voice notes. Even on Instagram, you can send voice notes and video clips. If you guys have questions, if you guys want to share experiences, send them over to us because we will feature it on episodes so we can either chat about the topic, share your story, and, you know, we're trying to build a community here. We are going to start a Facebook group if they would not stop blocking me.
That's so weird.
So that we can have like you know, extended chats for each episode. We can go on and discuss, you know, in more detail what we talked about in the episodes. Yeah. But we are going to have a lot more engagement this year with this season 2 episode. Yeah, because this is episode 1 of season 2. Yeah, that's what we want to share with you guys for the new year. And hopefully you guys respond and we will see you in other platforms and other means of social media. We will appear and stop being like phantoms.
Exactly. We will. And I think it starts now. So it starts with you all maybe sharing some of your resolutions or manifestations or goals. What kinds of things, you know, do you want to see for yourself, for your family, for your friends for 2020? What lessons have you learned in 2019 that you're taking? If you want, you can share your challenges. Listen, we're open book here, no judgment, so you can share those too. But yeah, like let's start this year off right by, you know, engaging with each other and sharing and letting this be mutually beneficial.
Of course, and also I don't know if you guys will respond to us, but let us know what you think. How do you feel about us posting on YouTube? Because that is also another great way for us to have conversation. Yeah. Then we could just comment right then and there and we can have group discussions. So let us know if you guys will be interested in us posting episodes on YouTube. But with that being said,
nap time
is definitely over. We have been here for a long time.
I know, but a good time.
But this was a good one. I really enjoyed this episode.
Same.
So, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, friends.
You'll be hearing from us and also seeing our faces.
Oh, boy.
In all my glory.
Oh, troll swag.
It's coming.
To a computer near you.
All right, guys. See you next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Acast powers some of the world's best podcasts. Here's a show we recommend.
Hey everybody, I'm Jen.
I'm Jess.
And we're Fat Mascara, the only beauty podcast you need in your life.
We're beauty editors by day and podcasters by night.
And we've got all the industry gossip for you.
Like insider product reviews and advice you're not going to find online.
And the best part is interviews with the most sought-after experts in the beauty biz.
Charlotte Tilbury,
Jen Atkin,
and makeup artist Sir John.
That's just a taste of what you're going to get on the Fat Mascara podcast.
So come hang with us.
New episodes drop every Tuesday and Thursday.
Acast recommends.